Hey guys, welcome back to another MinecraftForge modding tutorial. Okay, so today we're going to be making a basic, generic, normal block. So you want to open up whatever image editing program you have. Although I don't think Paint Shop Pro works, I'm not sure. So open up whatever image editing program you have. Like me, I'm using GIMP. Photoshop will work, Paint.net will work. I'm just going to use GIMP because I don't know, GIMP is cool. So now you want to go to File, New. Now it has to be 16 by 16, otherwise it's not gonna work. So to go with transparent, and it has to be transparent in the background, otherwise again it's not gonna work. So okay. So now zoom in and let's do a fill on this. So what color am I gonna go with? I think I'm gonna go with a grayish color. Fill it in, and then I'm gonna go with the green, sort of a dark green. And I'm gonna go with this. So I'm gonna make it a size of 2, and then oh, nah, that doesn't look good. I don't like green color on it. So let's, I guess, a bit of an orangish color. But I want to go with maybe and then I want to go with a bit of black here. Maybe shade it in a bit. And then I'm going to go with Command-Shift-E to export. Now, again, this is someone else's computer, it's not mine. Well, it used to be someone else's computer. I just haven't changed the stuff. So go to your tutorial modding. Go to tutorial mod VG, resources. Now, what you have to do is create a new folder, name it assets. Create new folder, and this will be your mod ID, which I can't remember my mod ID, so I'm gonna go to the tutorial modding, which happens to be right up here. Tutorial mod VG, common VG, common tutorial reference. Oh no, it's gonna be your texture ID. Sorry. So hold on. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, it's gonna be your texture ID, which is tutorial mod. So what I'm gonna do, okay, you need to be moved. Okay, so create new folder, tutorial mod, create new folder, textures, folder, blocks. This is where we're gonna export it at. So I'm gonna go with tutorial block. And exit that out. Actually no, file new. We're gonna go ahead and create 2 blocks just because we can. So transparency. Okay. we can X this out, close without saving, and because you don't need to save it, it's already saved. Now I'm going to fill this with a red color. I'm going to go ahead and create 2 blocks just real quick so I can show you guys how to create more than 1 block. And then we're going to go with a little bit of purple. This is going to look horrible. But oh, yeah, not going to go with purple. How about green? Yeah, okay, that's better. Again, we want to add maybe some shading to this. And a diagonal line so it looks a bit better. E tutorial block 2. Okay, so we are done with whatever image editing program we were using. Now open up Eclipse. Okay, so we need to direct it to your, make sure it is directed to your tutorial modding. Open, oops, sorry. And set it to your Eclipse in the tutorial modding. So click OK. And let it load. Depending on if you're recording or not, it might take a little while. So give it some time. It'll do it. Okay. Load. 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 Okay. So now this actually needs to be changed to ID. I just figured that out, so that way it doesn't error later on. And we need to go to client proxy real quick. And hold on. It's here somewhere. Yes, here we go. Yeah, I have probably one of the worst memories, so I had to like print out a bunch of stuff for the tutorials. So, okay, we need to go with, oops, my bad. Public void, register, render things, and this will be used later on. It will be very useful. So, yeah, we're going to be using that later on. Not yet, though. So that takes care of client proxy. So, we want to go back to common proxy, and in common proxy, again, up here, you have to do public void register render things. I don't know why we do this. I guess we just do register render things. Alright, what these will be used for later is when we start making mobs and custom model blocks. That will come a lot later after I've done a bunch of more tutorials. After I've done more of the advanced tutorials. But we will get there. This is going to go very advanced and constantly learning new stuff. So, okay, we are done with common proxy. Yeah, we're done with common proxy. Alright. You can go ahead and X those out. We don't need them anymore. Common proxy, I hate it when it does that, and this is very, very laggy. like, just because I'm recording. Ugh, I hate that. You don't need this open. You don't need this open. Okay, so open up your package, presentation, tutorial mod, common. Okay. So what we need to do now is we need to create a new class, and we're going to call it ID Handler. What this will do is this will hold all our IDs and stuff. Right from the start, we're going to go ahead and create a config file, because I just don't want to have to redo all this later. So now, hold on a sec. Okay, ID Handler. So we're gonna do public static void. You can do whatever you want to name it, but I'm just gonna do create config file configuration config. Oops, remove that F. Command Shift O to import, Control Shift O. Oh, sorry, configuration. Net.minecraft.forge.com configuration. It has to be that. Anything else will not work. So now I'm going to do some config categories and public static string. String. I'm going to do block IDs equals block IDs, and then okay, and then we're gonna go with I have horrible typing sometimes. Block IDs, then public static int tutorial block ID, and then public static int tutorial block 1 ID. I think that's the name. I'm not sure. Just to check, we're gonna go into resources. Assets.blocks tutorial block 2. Okay. Oops. Alright. So we're gonna go with actually tutorial block 2 ID. Okay. So now what we're gonna do now is tutorial block ID equals config dot let it load get string category blah blah blah. We're gonna do block IDs, and here we're gonna do tutorial block default value. I'm gonna go with 3300 dot get int. If you don't have the dot get int, you're gonna get an error, so you have to have the dot get int. Next we do tutorial block 2 equals config dot get block IDs. Oops, sorry. Tutorial block 2 default dot value 3301 dot get. And okay, so what this does is it creates a config file for this block and puts it in a category, then the name of the block, then the actual ID for the block. That's the integer here. Then there's the .getInt, which I'm not quite sure what that does. Returns the value in this property as an integer. Okay, that's what it does. Alright, so now we go back to the main mod class. Now under in between these ID, we have to do the handler dot create configuration file. Now this will actually create the config file. That's where config load save, and that thing right there. Okay, so we are done with ID handler for now. Next up, we are going to actually, we are going to actually create the block. So now we got to create a new class. I'm going to put this in the blocks folder. Now I'm going to do tutorial block. Finish. Now what this has to do is it needs to extend block. Command Shift O to import net.minecraft.block.block. Do not do the con.jcraft.block. It's not going to work, believe me. I've never tried it. Don't want to either, because it won't work. So go ahead and delete this stub thing. You can keep it if you want. I don't keep it. Now ID material. Change this to ID material. This makes it easier to do stuff. So material and the ID. Yeah, it does that. So that creates the super constructor. So that's all we need there, and we're actually almost done. So we need to at side only side dot client. Oh no. Let me make sure there's nothing in the Minecraft source thing here. Okay, we're fine. Alright. Side.client at override, and then public void register icons. Now icon register. Now you can name this part whatever you want. I'm just going to put register to make it simple. Now you might want to import that real quick. See if we can do it. Do the next part. So now this dot block icon equals register dot register icon, then reference dot texture ID, yes, I think that's it. So hold on, let me go back into reference. Reference dot, go down and just do mod ID actually, and because the mod ID is the same as texture ID. You can go ahead and use texture ID actually, but you really don't have to. So I'm just gonna use mod ID. Makes it simpler. So that's the tutorial mod. Yeah, we're fine. Alright, so and then we do plus, and then plus this dot get unlocalized name dot substring 5. And so what this does is it registers the icon in our tutorial mod folder, and then the unlocalized name for the actual texture name. What this does, this colon right here, as of 1.6.2 is required. Now, if you want to go ahead and create a bunch of block classes, have each block have its own class, then you can just set the texture in here, which the texture would go something like this: tutorial mod, and then tutorial block. Most tutorials will tell you to do it that way, but the way I'm doing it makes it so that you can have multiple blocks called from this one class, which really makes things a lot simpler. So I'm just gonna go ahead and undo that and keep it like this. So this is really simple. It's a lot simpler than having to create a whole separate class for each block. So this really does help. And then next, in the blocks class, now we're going to create our block handler. Block handler. Now what the block handler is going to do is it's going to actually create our blocks. So now we're going to do / blocks, and public static block, make sure it makes it an actual block, then tutorial block. Import block, and it's a Minecraft.block, then public static block tutorial block 2. Okay, so that creates the blocks themselves, and then up next we have to do public static void configure blocks, configuration config, and just go to import. Now this will not go in the config file. This will actually go in the pre-init method. So this method, configure blocks, will create the actual blocks themselves. Next we have to do public static void register blocks game registry. What this will do is this will actually register our blocks within the game. Without this method, your blocks will not exist. So now next we do public static void add names, language registry. Now this part and this part you can actually name whatever you want. I just have configure blocks, register blocks, and add names to tell you what they do, so it's simple for you to read. So what this will do, this will actually register the name of your block, so that the human or whoever reads it can actually read it. Yeah, so just a second, find the next part. So I believe it's hardest level, although I'm not sure. Register blocks. Yeah, I think it's going to be the hardest level. Yeah, hardest level. So next we have, sorry, hold on, this is really weird. So public static void set block harvest level. Now in here, put MinecraftForge registry. This will allow us to create the actual hardness levels of the block, which, believe me, if you're gonna create your own tool sets and stuff, you're gonna want it. Okay. So now oops, sorry, my bad. That was an accident. Alright, so now I have to do tutorial block equals new tutorial block, and then ID handler dot tutorial block ID, comma material dot iron. So those two methods are in the super constructor of tutorial block, so those are required. This sets the material, so this will make it like an iron material thing block, and this sets the ID. So now we'll load the texture. So dot set unlocalized name, and this has to be a string. We're going to go with tutorial block, which is the name of our actual texture. Yeah, I know, I've learned a lot of things over the past few months. So dot set creative tab. This will set the creative tab. So creative tabs dot tab block. Eventually we'll get into creating our own custom creative tab, but that will be a bit later on. So dot set step sound, and now block dot sound metal footstep dot set hardness. Now if you want to set this like obsidian, then that might be a little much even for me, although my custom blocks in Nether mod are obsidian. So I want to make this, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and make it like the hardness and resistance of obsidian. So with the hardness, we're going to do 50.0F, which makes it a float variable. So now we're going to go with set resistance, and then 2000.0F, then semicolon. F to format, that's to save. So here's what all this does. It uses tutorial block, creates a new block from the class tutorial block with ID tutorial block ID, material iron with texture of tutorial block, the creative tab, and sets it to the creative tab block. Step sound will be metal footstep, and the hardness and resistance sets it to be like obsidian. So that is our first block. Now tutorial block 2 equals new tutorial block and ID handler dot tutorial block 2 ID comma material dot. We're gonna make this one like a material dot, something's missing here. Hold on. Material. Never mind. It's not stone. It's rock. And then dot set on local. We're gonna make this more like an ore of sorts. So set unlocalized name, and then tutorial block 2 dot set creative tabs dot, oops, sorry, You're being really annoying today. Sorry guys. Tab block and dot set step sound block dot sound dot sound stone footstep dot set hardness, and I'm going to set this with the hardness of stone, so 3.0 F dot set resistance 5.0 F. Okay, so that creates both blocks. Now we have to register them. Registry dot register block, and then tutorial block, comma, tutorial block, semicolon. This says it registers our block with the computer name of tutorial block. Now, registry dot register block, tutorial block 2, tutorial block 2. S, save. Now we're going to start adding in the names that the person can actually read names for in-game. Registry dot add name, which is the one we're going to use, is at the bottom. Has a little, you can tell it's the right one, but by the fact it has the red S for the add name. Then tutorial block, then the actual name. So tutorial block. Oops. And then semicolon. It says it sets a name for tutorial block as tutorial block. Registry dot add name tutorial block 2, and then tutorial block 2. And now registry dot set block harvest level block tutorial block tool class, set this to pickaxe because a pickaxe mines blocks, and harvest level of, give me a sec. A harvest level of 3 is diamond, so we're going to go with 3. So this means only a diamond pickaxe can mine it. Then registry dot set block dot set block harvest level tutorial block 2 pickaxe, and then let's go with 2 for iron. So that's registering our block. Wait, hold your horses. We are not ready yet. What we now have to do is go back to VG tutorial. See, we can go ahead and run it, but our block's not going to be there. Do you know why? Because we haven't initialized block handler. So what we now have to do is block handler dot configure the blocks. Oops. Config. Now that does is it adds the configure block stuff. Now block handler dot register blocks. New game registry. Oops, sorry. I have to add that. Got that for a second. Command Shift O to import, and then block handler dot add names. New language registry. And a language registry. I'm really tired and I'm hungry, so I'm not exactly thinking straight right now. So, anyways. Block. Oops. Sorry. Sorry, that was an accident. Block handler dot set block harvest new Minecraft Forge. Just O to import, and now we should be fine to go. So now let's run Minecraft with the run thing up here. And this is going, and I just realized I launched the server. My bad, sorry. I don't want to run the server. Yeah, I'm actually not gonna do the run the servers, because I don't really, it's not exactly needed. Let's run the client. And then load, which could take a little bit. Yeah, eventually these tutorials will go much faster because I'll have a better computer. I currently use a laptop and it honestly sucks. Although at least it's decent. Create new world, we're gonna go creative. Then alright, that should actually be good. So I'm gonna create new world. Gotta create a new world. This is gonna take a little while. Well, anyways, so yeah, our blocks should spawn in, and then we will see them. Coolest. Yes. Slow the stupid thing. Thank you for loading. You really like to lag. Thank you for that. Your settings. Max FPS. That helps a little bit. Oops. I'm getting around 11 FPS. That's not exactly good. View settings. Brightness all the way up. Fancy. Fast. Off. That would be why. Okay. Makes everything brighter and it gives me more FPS. Actually, no. View settings. Timing. That gives me a lot more FPS. So now let's open up our inventories in our tab blocks, and we should have our new, oops, sorry about that, our new blocks. This is getting really annoying sometimes. Glad. Ugh, I need Optifine. Settings. I have no idea what VSync does. And I actually go ahead and turn it back on. Textures on. It's all. Clouds off. And I guess that should do for now. But anyways, here are our new blocks. So now let's grab a pickaxe. And an iron pickaxe. Stone pickaxe, just for demonstration. And I need to turn my sound up so you guys can hear it. Okay, so slash game mode 0. Well, if you can hear the sound, then that's good, because I can't really hear it right now. So now let's try mining it with a stone pickaxe. As you can see, it's not exactly working very well, is it? It's going a little bit fast. Let's see, it doesn't drop anything. Try mining this. It's taking even longer. Now let's try mining them with an iron pickaxe. It does. This drops it. But this isn't even going down. Let's do diamond. Now it's starting to go down because only diamond can mine this block. So that is what the block harvest levels do for your block. Just mined up a cobblestone. So, anyways, quit. So anyways, that's it for this tutorial. I will see you guys next time when we do animated textures for our blocks.